For less than $200, this thing is going to do a ridiculous amount of damage. What's going on, Axie fam? Elijah here, back with another video. Today I have one I am very excited about. I'm going to be discussing whether or not right now is the absolute best time to buy Axies. The market is in a bit of a lull across the entire cryptocurrency space, and that's also reflecting in Axie prices. So we're approaching the end of the season. There's 7 days remaining. So now would be a good time to potentially upgrade an Axie or buy a new team if you're thinking about making a final push, as long as it's within your budget. So I'm going to be discussing a couple of options that are out there in the marketplace right now as far as team comps, and also give my thoughts overall and if this is the perfect time to be buying. Before we get started, I just want to say that if you're interested in taking your game to the next level, you might want to check out my Axie PvP Mastery course. It's a step-by-step guide on how to become a top 1000 player and beyond. I take everything that I've learned over the last year and put it into this. I'm a 3-time top 10 Axie Infinity player in Arena, and I just want to help people get better and bring as much value as I can, so we cover fundamentals, team building, everything. One team that really took off this season is the Double Bug Pocky build, and the guy who created that, his name's 1437. He's actually a teammate of mine at MT8, and in our season 19 updates, I actually have him breaking down that build, where you get to hear from the person who created it how to put that comp together and execute with it. All of season 19 updates are in there, and you'll also have access to future updates that we do for the course, season 20, so on and so forth. On top of all of that, you get access to our private Discord server and the Meditate Academy, where you will get to interact with other people who have taken the course and had great results. These are a few of our testimonials as of late. So people are really starting to thrive, and this is extremely fulfilling for me as a player and content creator. I'm really humbled and grateful at what is being built at Meditate. We're trying to be the best PvP community in the entire space. I'm doing it for 50% off right now. All you have to do is use discount code AXIEPVP100 at checkout, and you'll get the entire thing for $100 instead of $200. Link in the description below if you're interested. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the video. There are some crazy deals happening right now in the marketplace. So I'm gonna start off with the infamous hair bird, sometimes called the Elijah bird, which is a little bit inaccurate. This was actually Indez or Polaco who started this. I do use the bird a lot, so I'm flattered that my name is included in the mix. But I'll be honest with you, this is one of the most well-rounded Axies in the entire game. And not that long ago, to get one of these would have been 0.3 Ethereum. It is now available for 0.056, which is absolutely insane. This used to cost well over $1,000. Now you can get it for 219. So let me break down why this bird is so good and has been for such a long time. First of all, with hair, you're almost always getting the card value here, as birds are 59 speed. Even with the beast part, they're faster than all pure aquas out there. So in a lot of matchups, you're going first, and when you play this, you're drawing cards, which gives you plenty of options as the game progresses. You have a fantastic zero cost in Balloon, which can manipulate your opponent. You can make them miss, which is huge. Let's say you burst through their plant and their midline is like a shrimp Axie or a winghorn reptile, and they have backdoor potential. If you play Balloon that round, they're gonna miss their backdoor and be forced into your plant. So if you get this bird, I recommend holding onto your Balloon for the mid game, especially if they have backdoor Axies, when you can then manipulate your opponent into doing what you want. On the topic of manipulation, Eggshell, one of the most critical cards in the game for outplaying your opponent. This allows you to draw them away and have them attack your bird instead of whatever else they're going to be aiming for. So typically with this bird on the back, you want a midliner that has a lot of closing potential. Now, some that come to mind are the Immortal Plant. This is a classic plant bird composition, where if your bird is in a terrible matchup, for instance against a Koi Aqua that can speed up the round prior and kill your bird, you don't have to worry about that. You can just egg your bird, sack it later on in the game, and then destroy his aqua with an Immortal Plant that he's literally never going to be able to kill. Another fantastic midliner is going to be something like this, an aqua with Sandal on the back, simply because it has that closing potential as well. It's very durable. It's balanced in its damage between beast and a little bit of aqua damage as well. And really, the speed up is huge in 1v1 late game scenarios, where you're going to be able to dictate the speed outcome in a lot of matchups, which is huge. huge having Arco here. So you could get this bird for 200 bucks, this plant for a little over 200 bucks, and let's just say a classic, you know, cattail plant that's going for a fair price right now at a little over 200 as well. Less than $700 and you have a very competitive plant bird team. You want to throw that aqua in there instead of the midline plant, be my guest, and now you've got a bird aqua plant team that's going to be really strong. If you want to get fancy with your plant, you can get rid of the pumpkin and go with another sandal or a scarab up front. Yeah, so 0.086, that's the upgraded version just because it gives you a little bit more damage. So it's about $115 more than if you have pumpkin. But I mean, look, guys, I faced this in the top 100, both variations actually. So those are some really good options to consider for a late season comp if you're looking for one. Okay, let's take a look at another very popular build that's out there right now and performing really nicely in Arena. And that's gonna be the Shrimp Aqua with a mech backliner, okay? And I'm gonna break this one down. Also extremely affordable right now compared to where we started at the beginning of the season and compared to pretty much every past month I can think of in Axie Infinity, aside from maybe when I first got into the game. So at the midline, you want a Shrimp Aqua to be dealing with a lot of the other mech backliners that are out there, bird backliners, things that are vulnerable. It's easy to snap off with a pure Aqua such as this one here for 0.06. Now this one has Goldfish, which is not ideal, but if you're starting out in the game, it's still completely viable to go ahead and grab one like this as you're climbing the ranks. The better choice, I would say, would be Blue Moon here, which starts at 0.137, and it's just way more damage. The Goldfish isn't really all that important these days, and it also got a damage nerf. So with this, you have 220 damage cards, and actually the way that they changed the skill bonus, if you backdoor a bird in like round 1 with Shrimp and 220 damage cards and he plays no shield, it's gonna die, which is kind of insane and probably not exactly right. I think that should probably be fixed to have to be 3 cards, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, a really nice build. The clamshell is a great option, again, because of all the mechs that are back there. It makes killing those even easier, regardless of how much shield they put up with their Arco. I mean, I think the premium version right now is 0.136 and it has Oranda and Blue Moon, so literally everything is 120 damage. But again, this might be something you consider as you get way higher up in the ranks, and as a starting point, the one that I showed earlier with Goldfish is a great entry into the game for a good price. For your mech on the back line, the budget option is going to be one like this that has dual blade. You can get it for 0.044. You can get a Virgin that actually has decent genes for that price, which just shows you the state of the market. We're definitely in a bear Axie market right now. For less than $200, this thing is going to do a ridiculous amount of damage. You will be shredding plants. You'll be doing great damage against Aquas because of the mech skill bonus as well. Drawing cards on Aquas, which is nice with Hero. The zero cost is fantastic. And honestly, if you're just beginning, fairly straightforward build in terms of playability. You get a Shrimp for the back door. The mech can handle plants and reptiles. And then up front, I'd recommend going with something like this that can prolong the game, buy you time with the pumpkin for your shield. And really what it does is generates the energy that you need since you don't have Nemo or Cottontail anywhere. You have Leaf Bug, another zero costing Cattail to help with all of the potential beast and bug damage you'll be facing in Arena. You'll be drawing cards whenever they hit your plant. Very important card for season 19. And that just helps you get your combos quicker as well. So this is just well-rounded, it's balanced, and your total damage, if you go the budget route, is about $650, less than 700 bucks. I mean, there was a time when one of these Axies would cost you $700 easily. The Shrimps could be $700. I mean, this bird, as I mentioned before, was over $1,000. And the last thing I'll say about this Shrimp mech build is that the premium version of the mech is a little bit more expensive, but if it's within your budget, still a great deal right now, especially compared to the beginning of the season. These were well over 0.1 Ethereum. They're 0.077 for max speed, 49 speed with Arco, Hero, and double nut combo. This allows you better outplay potential in the 1v1, more durability there as well, and still tons of damage. You don't necessarily need the dual blade. This is the superior build if you're looking to upgrade and go this route. So this is going to bring me to my final point and the title of this video, which is this the very best time to buy Axies? Well, here's what I'll say about it. We're definitely in a bit of a transition period between V1 and V2. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like. The team has said the two games will run concurrently for a while, meaning V2 potentially for more of the PvE aspect, and V1 will still be happening. We're not sure, but what I can say is that in terms of the last like 9 or 10 months, this is definitely the lowest that Axie prices have been for all of these premium top level builds. It hasn't been like this where you can just get a top 100 team for less than 800 or 700 bucks. When I got into the game, which was actually around this time in 2020, a year ago, Axies were each about like $80-$90 for a really good Axie, but that quickly changed like a month or two later, and ever since it's been like 300 bucks onward for top level Axies. So yes, in my opinion, this is the very best time in terms of our history in Axie Infinity. There hasn't been a lower priced market, and if you're looking to potentially either get into the game or make an upgrade for your final season push, I think it's a fantastic time to pick some Axies up. None of this is financial advice. Make sure you don't invest more than you're willing to part ways with, right? This is crypto, and we certainly might be heading into a larger bear market for the entire crypto space. So keep that in mind. But if you're interested in gaming and Axie and you see the future there, scooping up a few premium Axies right now is a great idea in my opinion, even if it's just for this final season or whatever tournaments you might be competing in. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope it provided you some knowledge and some info around team comps that you can go with these last 7 days available. There's lots of options out there, lots of good things you can put together. And remember that after you have a great team, it's up to you to stick with it and master it. Watch your replays, count cards, count energy, do all the things you need to do to become an elite player, because just a great team isn't going to cut it for you. You actually also have to get great at the game. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter. It's at Elijah_MT8, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.